This call is now being recorded.
So I think you are having ruler and pencil, right?
Ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Rijo, can you read the title? Which topic we are going to discuss today?
Naming of angles.
Naming of angles. So today's topic is naming of angles, right? So just write the title in your note. Naming of angles.
Okay, ma'am.
Naming of angles.
Finish.
Okay, Ameline, enable your video. Have you
Completed,
completed? Okay.
Hi, I am Sid and this is my teacher Nina. She helps me learn new things every day.
Welcome to your Max class. Before we begin, remember to keep your journal open in front of you.
Let's set a clear aim for today's class.
Okay, so listen to the video. So this is for aim, right? So listen properly so you know the word, right? So after that specific word, what they have
Yes, ma'am.
given as the aim, listen and write it, okay?
You may already know what an angle is and what its different types are. An angle can be acute, right, obtuse, straight, or reflex. We have learned how to estimate the measure of angles using the hands of a clock. Finally, do you remember the steps to draw an angle using a protractor? Today, we are going to find out more about rotation of angles in different directions. Specifically, we will learn more about identifying clockwise and anti-clockwise rotations to measure and name angles.
Okay, so you know how to rotate clockwise and anti-clockwise, right?
Do we want a protractor?
No, dear, no.
Now, write in your journal, what is the aim of the class today?
Okay, so write today's aim in your journal. Write the title as aim and write it.
Vinmeen, shall I say?
Ah, yes.
We are going to identify a clockwise and anti-clockwise angles and measure it.
Clockwise and anti-clockwise angles and measure it. Okay. Evelyn, have you completed?
I have written.
In today's class, we are going to measure and identify the names by anti-clockwise and anti-clockwise.
So we are going to measure. We are going to rotate first, okay, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Then we will be getting an angle. Finally, we are going to measure that angle and we are going to give the name of the angle. What type of angle is that? Okay. So
Okay,
first
ma'am.
main thing is rotation. Either we should rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise. So when you rotate from one place to another, you will be getting an angle, right? What is the measure and what is the type we are going to discuss. Okay, good. And next.
Time for a quick activity. Let's get started.
Take out a ruler and a pencil.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are ready with these two resources, right? Ruler
Yes.
and pencil. Okay. So Evelyn and Rijo, are you having your journal?
No, ma'am.
Rijo having?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you are having, right? Okay.
Use a ruler to draw a square in your journal by joining 8 dots for each side, like this.
By joining 8 dots. Okay, so Evelyn, you can draw a square. So you know how to draw a square, right? All the sides should be equal. And Rijo, count 8 dots and join together. in 4 sides, and finally you will get a square. 8 dots. Solve the 4 sides. Join 8 dots and make a square.
Finish.
Finished. Okay, Rijo completed. Evelyn?
Completed, ma'am.
Okay, good. Then listen to the video and follow this instruction. Okay.
Draw the 2 diagonals of the square like this. Then, from the meeting point of the diagonal,
Okay, so just draw 2 diagonals, one into other. There will be 4 corners, right? So connect 2 corners in opposite direction. So you will get a diagonal.
Completed, ma'am.
Okay, good.
Completed.
Yes.
draw 4 lines to the sides of the square in all 4 directions.
Yes. Next, like plus. Draw 2 more lines like a plus symbol.
Completed, ma'am.
Okay.
Finish, ma'am.
Finished. Okay, good. Now listen to the next instruction.
Now label the vertices of the square as A, B, C, and D. Label the meeting point of the diagonals as O.
Okay. So just give the name for corner of a square. Okay. A, B, C, D. How they have given, use the same letter for that particular corner. And in the middle where, yes, very good. And at the middle, all the diagonals are meeting, right? Just make it as O. Completed?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Finally, label the lines in the 4 directions as E for east, W for west, N for north, and S for south.
Then this plus symbol shows the 4 directions. So east, west, north, south. So
Completed, ma'am.
yes, very good. So for east E, west W, north N, south S. Rijo completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the activity. Okay. So you have drawn a square and you have drawn 2 diagonals, and next for the directions you have drawn 2 more lines. Finally you marked everything, right? So now they will ask some questions. So listen and answer it. Okay.
Like this.
Okay, ma'am.
If you draw an angle in an anti-clockwise direction from OE, what angle will be formed?
So from OE, you should draw another angle to the next line. Okay. Next line means you should consider only the lines which is passing through the center. And it should be anti-clockwise direction. Okay. Listen to the question. From OE, you should mark an angle in anti-clockwise direction to the next line. Anti-clockwise direction, next line, but the which line you are selecting, that line should pass through the center. So what angle will be formed? What is the measurement, and whether it is acute, obtuse, or straight angle? So do you know the answer? From OE, try to move anti-clockwise direction. Okay. And you should select the very next line. When you move anti-clockwise direction, you should select the very next line. That line should pass through the center. So when these 2 lines join together, you will get an angle. So what type of angle is that?
Ma'am, shall I say?
You know the answer. Okay. Rijo knows the answer. Evelyn?
No, ma'am.
Don't know. So listen, OE. What is the next line when we move anti-clockwise? Evelyn.
OD.
Anti-clockwise, not clockwise. OD means you are moving clockwise. Anti-clockwise means opposite direction of
OA.
clockwise. OA. So OE and OA, what angle it will form? What type of angle?
Acute angle.
Is it right, Riju?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what will be the measurement, Riju? That is acute angle. What will be the measurement?
The angle. Acute.
Acute is the angle. Measurement.
Less than 90 degree.
Less than 90.
Yes.
Okay, less than 90. What is the exact measurement? You can easily find.
54 degrees.
Why that is 54?
Just 9.
What is angle OEON? OEON. What is the measurement?
45 degree. 45 degree.
Yes, very good. 45 is correct. Okay, yes. Now listen to the screen.
Sid, what is your answer?
Angle EOA, which we can also call angle AOE.
Very good, Sid. Anti-clockwise means in the opposite direction of movement of the hands of a clock. The first line in an anti-clockwise direction from OE is OA. So, the angle formed between arm OA and OE is angle AOE or EOA. Suppose two friends, Sam and Peter, are standing on the square
So this is next question. Okay, listen and say the answer. Two friends were standing, Sam and Peter. Okay.
facing west. Sam turns and moves clockwise. Those two friends, Sam and Peter, are standing on the square facing west.
So they both are facing towards west direction. Okay, listen. Sam and Peter both are friends. They are standing and they are facing west direction.
Sam turns and moves clockwise by one right angle.
Now only Sam turns clockwise by right angle. So right angle means how much degree he is turning?
90 degrees.
90 degrees. So from west, he is turning clockwise 90 degree. Okay.
And Peter turns and moves anti-clockwise by two right angles.
So at first Peter was facing west, but now Peter is turning anti-clockwise direction of two right angles. So two right angle means
80 degrees. Straight angle. Right angle.
yes, 180 degree. Okay, now they will ask the question. Just try to answer for it.
What angles will be formed in these two cases?
Okay, so what angle will be formed? Listen, at first Sam was facing west, okay, and Sam is turning clockwise by 90 degrees. So what is the angle it formed by Sam?
I know.
Riju. Facing west, then he is turning clockwise by 90 degrees. So what is the total angle he turned?
Right angle.
Straight angle. Are you listening the question? Sam, at
Yes.
first Sam is facing towards west and now he is turning clockwise of
Yes.
right angle. So what is the total angle he turned?
Right angle.
Right angle. Is it right, Evelyn?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So think and answer. Okay. Next, Peter, at first he was facing towards west. Now he is turning anti-clockwise direction of two right angles. So Evelyn, what is the angle there?
Peter formed the straight angle. Which
Straight
was 180
angle.
degrees.
Is it 180? Is it correct, Riju?
Ma'am, can I see the names? Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now we can check the answer. Okay.
Sid, what is your answer?
If Sam turns clockwise by one right angle from west, angle WON is formed. And when Peter turns by two right angles in the anti-clockwise direction, a straight angle WOE is formed.
Well done, Sid. Now, Sam is facing north.
Yes. Again, next question. So only Sam was there.
If he turns by 45, now Sam is facing north.
So Sam is facing north now. Okay.
If he turns by 45 degrees 3 times in the anti-clockwise direction, what angle will be formed? What will the measure
Sam
of
now
the
is
new
in
angle
which
be?
angle?
First, Sam was facing north. So from the
Okay.
north, Sam is turning anti-clockwise direction 3 times of 45 degree. Okay, so what angle will be formed? What is the measurement of the angle? Did you find it? He is facing north and he started to turn anti-clockwise direction.
Ma'am, I think that's an obtuse angle.
And I need the measurement. Find the measure of the angle. 3 times of 45 degree. What is the measurement? And what type of angle is that? Okay, find it. So at first he is facing north and he is turning anti-clockwise
I mean,
direction.
every question they are answering, saying the name also. Do you also want to find the name?
No dear, no.
135 degrees, ma'am.
135 degree. Okay. Evelyn, did you get that answer? 135 degree?
And 35 degrees.
Okay. What type of angle is that?
Obtuse angle.
Obtuse angle. Okay, so we can check it.
Sid, what is your answer?
3 turns of 45 degrees each in the anti-clockwise direction will form NOC, and the measure of angle NOC will be 45 times 3, which is 135 degrees.
Well done, Sid.
Yes, very good. So you are right. So you know how to move anti-clockwise and how to find the direction also, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Riju?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma. So next we can move to the next analysis section.
Time for analysis. Let's watch a Cool Talk video.
Okay, so listen to the Cool Talk video carefully and write what you understood. Okay.
Wow, what's that?
It's a kite banner. I've cut the sides equal, but they're still not the same.
Did you
Can you
measure
give
the
some
angles?
sound?
Use a protractor to measure angles.
Can you hear it?
Yes, ma'am. In my laptop only there is some sound.
Wow, what's that?
It's a kite banner. I've cut the sides equal, but they're still not the same.
Did you measure the angles? Use a protractor to measure angles.
Which scale should I use?
Depends on the rotation of the angles. Let me show you.
It's moving against the clock.
That's anti-clockwise rotation.
Clockwise rotation.
Now, measure this angle. The midpoint of the protractor goes on the vertex. The baseline goes on the base arm. We start measuring from 0 degrees up to the other arm. So we use the inner scale. 60 degrees anti-clockwise. 135 degrees clockwise.
We use the inner scale for anti-clockwise rotation and the outer scale for clockwise rotation.
Did you know that angles can be named?
Like clockwise, anti-clockwise?
No. Both of you stand near each of the endpoints. This angle is Sid Nina 0 angle.
Or 0 Nina Sid angle.
Both are correct. Just make sure the vertex is always in the middle.
This was 80 degrees. And this one 110 degrees. So my angles were not equal.
Can you complete this now?
Use the outer scale. Angle DIS equals angle SID equals 110 degrees.
Angle Sid?
Let's fly high!
So did you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, write it and then read what you have written.
Ma'am, shall I
In
say?
the analysis section of your
You completed?
Yes.
Okay, read it.
I learned to measure the angles with protractor.
Only this much.
Yes.
But they didn't target that thing.
Okay. Ma'am, now shall I say? I learned to identify finding clockwise and anti-clockwise angles and name it.
Okay, now it's okay. So you should know how to name the angles also in clockwise and anti-clockwise, as well as you should know how to use protractor. Okay, yes, good Rijo. Evelyn, did you finish? Evelyn, have you completed?
No, ma'am, I'm going to.
Yeah, okay.
Can I say?
Yes, Evelyn.
From this video, I have learned how to measure the angle of different rotations such as clockwise and anti-clockwise. We should use the inner scale to measure clockwise and we should use the outer scale to measure anti-clockwise. To measure and name it.
Yes, okay, very good. Okay, so I hope you understood.
Today,
Listen.
we learned to measure angles in both directions, clockwise and anti-clockwise, as required. We will now solve a problem. But before that, let's watch the cool.
Okay, so we have completed the analysis section. So now we can go for 1 minute break. So you both can play a word game. Have you joined in today's assembly? Have you joined
No.
in assembly? No. Riju?
No, ma'am, it is not game, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so start a game. Yes, Riju start first. Evelyn proceed. Yes. Okay, start Riju. So try to use different
Revolution.
words. Revolution.
Revolution.
Okay,
Yes.
so yes, Evelyn.
Nitrogen.
Yes, okay.
Navigator.
Hmm.
Reasonable.
Very good.
Escalator.
Hmm.
Reality.
Hmm.
Yarn. Newer. Radioactivity. New York.
New York. K. K is the last letter.
Kingdom.
Hmm.
Machine.
Mission. Hmm.
Embracing. Geography. Yak. K.
Yes.
Key.
Key. Okay, ma. So stop. After the application section, we can continue. So Y.
Okay, ma'am.
So Rija, you should start with Y. Okay. Next round.
Time to apply what we have learned to a real problem.
How many degrees have you rotated if you stood facing north and turned clockwise to face west? Write your answer in your journal.
How many degrees have you rotated if you stood facing north and turned clockwise to face west? West from clockwise. Facing north should turn clockwise to reach west. So what is the total degree? How many degree?
We have to turn 270 degrees. Yes, ma'am, 270 degrees.
Okay, we'll check it.
Sid, what is your answer?
I have written 270 degrees.
Super,
I
very
turned
good.
3 right angles clockwise to face west. That is equal to 270 degrees.
Great job.
Okay, good. Next we can go to
Ma'am, but in every questions and all, we don't use a protector, but in the cool talk video, we use they use a protractor.
yes, they used a protractor. But you know, right? How to use protractor.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So, but in this topic, our main target is we should listen to clockwise rotation, anti-clockwise rotation,
Okay, ma'am.
and we should know how many degrees he is turning, and you should know what type of angle is that. Okay, that is very much important. Okay, so next assessment. So get ready to answer for the questions.
Shape the bar. Question 1. The hour hand and the minute hand of a clock are at 12. If the minute hand moves from 12 to 3, what angle is formed by the two hands of the clock?
Okay, so
90 degree.
45 degrees.
Yes.
yeah,
B.
very
60
good.
degrees. C. 90 degrees. D. 120 degrees.
Yes, very good. So 90 is the right answer. Good. So shade the correct bubble. Okay, C. So next we can move to the next question.
Question 2. John is standing facing east. He turns 90 degrees clockwise and then turns 180 degrees anti-clockwise. Which direction is he facing now? A. North.
North. North,
B.
ma'am.
South. C.
Very good.
East. D.
Okay, so
West.
north is the correct answer. Very good.
In today's class, we learned about angles. Now I can easily identify clockwise and anti-clockwise rotations to measure and name.
Okay, dear. So did you understand this clearly?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma. So we have completed today's topic. So we can meet by next class. Okay, thank you, students.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a